All right, so tonight we're going to talk about subtracting integers. So we've done adding, and we're going to look at subtracting now. Now, normally you would see it written like this, but I'd like to kind of turn them sideways like we used to do in elementary school. So this number right here would be -3, so I'm going to write it like this, -3. And this number is -8, so I'm going to write it like this, -8. And I'm going to make that a plus sign. So when we're subtracting like this, we're really just adding it. And if we write it up and down this direction, it makes it a little easier to tell whether or not we have like signs or different signs. So in this case, our signs are the same because they're both negative. So the rule for adding, when the signs are the same, you add them together. So 8 plus 3 is 11. And then you keep the sign, which they're both negative, so we keep that negative. So the answer is -11. We can slide this guy up here and see if we're right. -11. Okay, so then let's do this one. The first number here is 5, so we're going to write it like this. And then the second number is -12, so -12. I'll write it like that. Again, we're going to say that we're adding them. So 5 and -12. Now those are different signs because this is a positive and this is a negative. So if the signs are different, we subtract. 12 minus 5 is 7. Now, the way we decide whether it's -7 or +7 is we come back here and look to see which number has the greatest absolute value. And 5 has an absolute value of 5, and -12 has an absolute value of 12, so that's bigger. So we're going to go with the sign on the 12, which happens to be negative. So my answer is -7. Whoops. And, oh, that one won't show me the answer. All right. Now, sometimes we have these two negatives written there together, but I'm still going to write them up and down like this. So I've got a 4. This is a +4 right here. And this one is a -6, so I write -6. And then instead of writing an addition, I'm actually going to write that subtraction sign like this. So right there. So 4, then the minus sign, and then the -6. Now, when we have two minuses right next to each other like this, two negatives make a positive. So we can actually just connect those and make them a positive sign. The only time two wrongs make a right, because two negatives make a positive. So 4 plus 6 is 10. All right, now this one down here, the first number is 16, so I'm going to write 16. And then this number here is -7, -7. And then, of course, we have this minus sign, so we'll put the minus sign right there, too. And then again, we're going to take the two negatives. Since two negatives together make a positive, I'm just going to make that a plus sign. And now my signs are the same. So since they're the same, we're going to add. So 16 plus 7 is 23. All right. Now the only one here that looks a little different is this one right here. So I'm going to look at this one. -45, and then we have -59. And then, of course, we've got this minus sign here, so minus. And since we have a negative, we're going to make that a positive. Now, when I do this, I have a negative and I have a positive. So my signs are different. So when the signs are different, we subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number. Well, they're kind of flipped backwards. If I'm going to actually subtract those, I'm going to come over here real fast. 59 minus 45 9 minus 5 is 4, and 5 minus 4 is 1, so okay, 14. So 14. And the 59, though, is bigger than the 45, is the absolute value is, so my answer is going to stay positive. So it's positive 14. This one, 34 minus, or 56, and we're adding. So signs are different. So we're going to subtract again. And again, this one's kind of upside down. So I'm going to come over here again and do 56 and minus 34. And 6 minus 4 is 2. And then 5 minus 3 is also 2. So it's 22. But now this one, the 56, has a greater absolute value than the 34. So I have to keep the sign that goes with that one. So minus that. And then the last one down here is 37. And it's in negative 27. And then I have a minus again. Two negatives make a positive. Now my signs are the same. So 7 plus 7 is 14. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 2 more is 6. So the answer is 64. Okay, and this game we're going to play in class tomorrow.